was after that ball.
LeBron being hounded again. It's McDaniels trying to stop him. LeBron goes around one, goes around two, and lays it up and in.
Boy, right at Rudy Gobert. The LeBron move against Rudy Gobert, right there. Rudy's there, but couldn't get to it. LeBron using that left and getting another deuce.
Rudy Gobert, a four-time, not one, not two.
Gets inside, bank shot way too strong, but Edwards, shot blocked by James. Picked up by Goodwin. Here comes LeBron the other way. Pulls up, three-pointer, puts it in. LeBron James, 16 points already.
And it's just impressive here, stepping in, knocking it down, like you said, DB.
4 turnovers from Minnesota. Lakers with 8. They had 6 of them in the first. James knocks down the three. His second three-pointer. He's got.
Just watch the little sidestep to three. Footwork efficient. He's not taken a ton of these, right? There's been years where he's decided, I'm going to go to the three. Right now, I feel like he plays in the alley. Right?
It's more available so he can do more work in those positions.
Doncic looking for an opening. McDaniels plays him well, but Doncic's nice fake and knocks down his second field goal.
They bumped knees, but yeah, they both didn't feel great. Whatever it was, they both were limping out of that. You can see both players kind of.
Lakers instead 2 for Minnesota. It's a one-point game. Reeves away from the block try of Randall from behind.
Got a 3.5-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Good defense from Edwards. Doncic has to take a contested three and knocks it down. Luka Doncic's first 3 points. Reported under the weather. Shot just 3 of 9. Was 0 for 4 from 3 before this one. Minneapolis, first round presented by ESPN Sportsbook. Luka Doncic, kind of a stomach bug, clearly not well. Shot 3 of 9, 8 points, 5 assists. So a bad stomach for Luka Doncic. But the Lakers were in good hands with LeBron James. As we look at the first half stats brought to you by ESPN.
All kinds of trouble. Little OC. Reeves with an opportunity. The lob, the jam, throw it down. Bron on the break.
LeBron, he ran.
Who's going to go up 2-1 in the series? Lakers again trying to win back home court. Doncic. Improbable, but not impossible.
I mean, Julius Randle, you can't play any better defense. There's another look at this defense by Randle. You can't ask for any better defense. But they always tell you, good offense beats good defense just about every time.
So 5 fouls.
Screen set. 5 of the 24. James rises up. Three-pointer's good. His third three-pointer. He's got 32.
When his three-point shot is moving, it is tough to guard him.
Finds Doncic. Doncic inside. Finds Hachimura. James gets another look for 3. Back-to-back threes for LeBron James. 35 points, and it's a 4-point game again.
LeBron James has scored more playoff points than anyone in NBA history, and he's added 35.
Lakers down 4. Halfway through the fourth, James a 3. Puts it in! LeBron James does it again. It's a 1-point game.
To contain and contest, and they're doing it.
Doncic fakes, goes right at Gobert, flips it up and in. The game is tied with 4.5 to play.
Lisa Salter said, I've been dealing with a terrible stomach bug, but it's winning time, which means Luka Doncic is more than up for the task. And last couple times, right at Rudy.
Look at these two Olympic teammates, Edwards and James, from this past summer. And of course, everybody likes Mike Conley. Can still share a laugh at such a critical point in such a critical game in this series.
3, a war as expected. The Lakers lose this one, guys, and after tying the game at 103 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, it was all Minnesota from there. They go on a 13-1 run. The Lakers 0 field goals made in the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But the story for me, unfortunately, in this game, and you guys can take it where you want to go, are the turnovers. And Stu and Bill talked a lot about it. 19 turnovers for 28 points from Minnesota. That's the most in a playoff game that we could track back to that the Lakers have ever given up. The Lakers outplayed them in a lot of ways in this game. Better from 3, better in the rebounding category, shot a better percentage up until the last 4 minutes of that game. But you can't, on the road, big game, in a matchup like this when you have a chance to get one on the road, and that's the job, is to get one. They were right there to do it. But Minnesota took advantage and Ant closed it.
Yeah. The Lakers' mission going into Minnesota is to try to get home court advantage back. They didn't do it tonight. They still have a chance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to put this one behind you quickly and make adjustments for the next one. Geeter, the turnovers, you cannot win a game when you turn the ball over like that, especially when you're conceding 28 points off of those turnovers and 56 points in the paint. The game was, right there. It's just those timely turnovers and not making adjustments for McDaniels just ate them up. He just ate them up in the paint.
Tied a career high 30.
And so it was kind of an ugly game, a winnable game, but there were just a couple of moments where they were down 2, down 3, turnover, then that went to 5-6 point lead. So they're going to look at this and they're not going to like it, but they had a chance to win this game. They just couldn't take care of, some departments. Turnovers is one of them.
And Byron, I'm interested to get a coach's perspective because as a fan or just watching the game like we are, so many of those turnovers seem like careless basketball plays. A lot of them happened right under the TWolves basket, like Lakers just not handling the ball and giving up an easy layup. Some of them because they dribbled in traffic or just threw bad pass. It was interesting that a lot of those were really costly ones.
Yeah, some of it was over dribbling.
Yeah.
You try to penetrate too much or you try to do too much with the basketball. And again, when you get to this point in time in the season, when you're in the playoff mode, turnovers are such a crucial part of the game. You have to really emphasize taking care of the ball. And the turnovers that you do have cannot lead to easy buckets on the other end. Because again, we talked about transition defense. Make Minnesota a half-court team. If you let them get out in transition, a lot of bad things can happen. And with some of the turnovers that we had, like you said, Guy, a lot of them were just careless passes or lazy passes. They pick them off. It's 3-on-1, 3-on-2. It's layup. It's three-point play. It's wide open three-point shots. And those are the type of situations you don't want to keep putting yourself in. And I said before the game, I said, look, there's two guys on that bench that you really got to pay attention to, Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid. I said, those are the two guys, if you can just limit their touches and their activity on the offensive end, despite the way we play, we still win that game. But when you give up 41 points combined with those two guys, it makes it that much harder.
The turnovers just kind of jump off the stat sheet. What did you see as a reason? Was Minnesota doing something that was forcing them, and how do you feel like that impacted the game?
Yeah, I mean, we're minus 16 in scoring opportunities. Really hard to win a basketball game in that scenario, particularly against a team that can also get hot from three, which they did in the second half. And some of that were mistakes. Some of it was shot making, down the stretch. They made threes. We didn't make threes. I thought we had some good looks. As far as the turnovers, look, they're big, they're long, they're athletic. They pressure the basketball. They make everything tough. We're going to have some turnovers. Sometimes they force you into turnovers, which they did. We had, I think it was 3 shot clock violations. But we also had some unforced turnovers, over dribbling, trying to draw fouls, dribbling into traffic, trying to do a little bit too much with the basketball. I mean, for us, we generated a lot of really good shots tonight when we didn't turn the ball over.
When did you get wind that Luka wasn't feeling himself, and how did you feel like that impacted him?
He hasn't been feeling well for the last 24 hours. So I don't know how much he slept last night. He didn't feel well last night. His stomach was bothering him. He was vomiting all afternoon. I'm not sure what happened at halftime. I'll find out, but he's really under the weather.
It was tied at 103, I think, with about 4 minutes to go, and they were able to close with that run. Was there something in that timing of the game, obviously there's some turnovers, but that you felt like it made the difference in then being able to pull away?
Well, I think Anthony Edwards made a number of really good plays. I think the one that really stands out was, the empty side when he raced the secondary defender. We ended up having to bring a low man, so we had basically 3 guys on him. I believe it was Naz Reid made the 3 from the left wing. Yeah. then he makes a tough shot, but we're trying our best not to give up off the dribble threes to him in isolation. I mean, that's what he does. He shoots 10 a game, and he's elite off the dribble. So he just makes it hard. He's obviously very aggressive, and I don't want to oversimplify things, but on the road, especially with this crowd, the turnovers and then the sort of ignition that gets for the building and them scoring off that, and us not being able to sort of deflate the energy in the crowd is big.
You mentioned early in the answer, you mentioned that one sequence, but just overall in the game, what did you see from him in terms of how he attacked your guys' defense? I know it was a big talking point coming to the night. It seemed like, at least from my view, he did better just in terms of how he attacked you guys, in terms of patience, playmaking, I guess the total package.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was across the board, and it wasn't just him. We couldn't contain the ball tonight. Our closeouts in the first quarter were god-awful, and I thought we did a better job in the second quarter, and then he just got into the teeth of our defense too much. The fact is we don't have quote unquote rim protection, and so if you give up blow-bys, we're gonna give up something. We're gonna give up a three, or we're gonna give up a shot from him at the rim. So again, he ended up with 29 on 26 shots. I think the playmaking was there again tonight, like it was in game one. I think some of that we did make it tough on him at times, but then you had McDaniels just absolutely kill us.
JJ, what did you make of LeBron's performance in the first half? He surpassed his individual game one and game two scoring output, but just doing everything on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's moving better. He seems like he's getting healthier by the day. It's typically a 1 to 2 week injury, and he's I believe it's been 2 weeks tonight, if I'm not mistaken, from the Houston game. So clearly he's moving better.
JJ, how can you guys, you mentioned the lack of rim protection. I mean, McDaniels in particular, right, like, seemed to be even more focused on it. I think he said something after game one. Does that work have to be done on the perimeter? How can you guys be better at the rim, knowing kind of the size limitations that and vertical limitations you guys have?
Yeah, I think it's just we've done it all year. When we've been at our best, we've been able to be physical on the ball and not allow blow-bys, and also have sort of a cover mentality, multiple effort, and it was there at times tonight. It's not to say our guys, I mean, they exerted a lot of effort, they played hard, but the sort of early throw-aheads, the offensive rebounds, and I think we had 2 where we collected a rebound, we get back tapped, we give up a point. It's just, again, it's those things really, really accumulate, especially when you're turning the ball.
What did you feel like the difference was tonight?
They won the possession battle, and then our 19 turnovers for 28 points, offensive rebounds. So it's hard to win anytime you give up, double-digit more opportunities to score. So we got to clean that up.
Clearly, Luka wasn't feeling well. Jay just said he was throwing up all day. What did you see from him, and how did you and LeBron try to take on a little bit more with him not feeling well out there?
Yeah, I just seen him. He gave it everything he had tonight. Played 39, 40 minutes. Did everything he could do to help us win. We had an opportunity. I think it was one possession game with 3 minutes left, and we just couldn't get it done.
What was the feeling like amongst you guys just now in the locker room, knowing that you were 3 minutes away from maybe going ahead in the series and looking ahead at Game 4 Sunday, quick turnaround?
Yeah, mood's good. We see the spots where we have to be better to win games, and we'll have to fix that on Sunday.
Austin, with some of the threes that you guys gave up in the fourth, did you see any trends in terms of, was it over helping or doubling on certain situations, or like what did you see in terms of how they got some of those looks?
I'll have to go back and watch the film. Yes, that's all I can really give you right now.
When we spoke with JJ, he mentioned that ball containment is especially important for you guys because you guys don't have a traditional rim protector. How much did you feel that Anthony Edwards was able to better exploit that tonight compared to the first 2 games and the way that he attacked your guys' defense?
Ant's a really good player. He's gonna play in this league for a long time, make a lot of money, get a lot of buckets, win a lot of games. So that's what good players do. They figure it out, and we'll have to go back to the drawing board and see what we can do to slow him down and win on Sunday.